Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are back. Plenty to talk about this week. So let's get right into it. I watched Gen V. I had sort of teed this up a little bit last week, saying I'd only watched like 30 minutes of the new season 2 or 3. I can't remember. I think it's 2. And so now I've watched the first 3 episodes that are out. I think another episode is probably out at this point, episode 4. Yeah, it's more Gen V, and it's pretty good. Like, I don't have a problem with it. You said last week, Micah, you would need to know whether or not this is a week-to-week watch or if you could wait to the end before you get back into it. You wait to the end. You're good.
Yeah, I figured
You're
as
good.
much. I figured as much.
This is not a thing that's like knock down, drag out, like you got to see it tomorrow type of shit. Like, you don't. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just doesn't require you to like rush out. But yeah, Gen V, so far so good. I'm enjoying it. They give some more sort of context of the characters and like a little bit more about their background, which is always good and interesting, and how that kind of fits into the larger world. There's a little bit more cameos coming from the boys as well, I've noticed. So they're trying to really, I mean, it's not like it's not hard linked to the boys anyway, but they're trying to really, you can tell that some of the characters are going to end up on this show when the main show ends. Like that's kind of the feeling I get. They're kind of like trickling them in over into this show to one degree or another. So that's fine. If you like the boys and you like Gen V and you haven't watched the new season yet, yeah, I feel like it's more of what you want.
I feel like Gen V and the boys are, I feel like the boys franchise is kind of like the Fast and the Furious franchise at this point, in a sense that, I'm invested, but, I'm invested out of obligation at this point. Like, and not necessarily. Right. I just want to complete it at this point. And the way this franchise is going, it doesn't look like it's going to be completed. So, all right, we'll see. I'm in no rush to watch it. It always freaks me out that, not freak out, but it's always funny to me that the main star of Gen V, I think her name is Jazz Sinclair. She was in a black on black cinema movie that we did. You remember that movie?
No, I don't. Oh, wait, what's the movie?
It was with Morris Chestnut. It was
the Hand Rocks the Cradle black version.
Yeah.
Oh, When the Bow Breaks?
That's it. When the Bow Breaks.
Oh, was that her?
That's her.
How old is she?
I think she was like super young. I think she was like 19.
Oh,
when that movie
that is
out.
her. Oh man.
Because she's only 31.
Nah,
she's only 31.
Nah, I feel deeply uncomfortable. She was super in the movie though, but like she's mad young, dude. It's like is riding the line, man. Jesus Christ. I'm looking at images of this movie and not that movie, and I don't feel right about it.
You're right.
Yeah. I have officially reached that age where even above the age, there are women I see and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable here. Like this.
Look, my rule is if you got to look their age up, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Look, some people look young, right? She's 31, well within the realm of possibilities of me being like, yeah, all right, bet. But like you're also playing like kind of a high schooler, and that like and I know people are like, Godolkin is a university. Look, when you go to college, your first year or two, you're still in high school as far as I'm concerned. Okay, like. You're not studying anything besides English 101. Get out of here. Like,
that's right. That's what that is. That's you're barely an adult.
Yeah. And if you look at barely legal porn and you're not a teenager yourself, you should be barely out of jail, as far as I'm concerned. Like, that's how I see it. But yeah, Gen V is good. If you're into that series, you're gonna enjoy it. All right, let's talk about topics this week.
Let's do that. Marvin Jones III is going to play Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Or as I told Jay offline, the only albino actor is going to play the only albino character in Marvel, who also played the only albino character in DC in Black Lightning.
Hey, true advertising. I'm not mad at you.
And he played Tombstone in those Spider-Verse movies as well. So, and I don't know if he played Tombstone in that first Marvel Spider-Man video game, but that Tombstone in that game is, I think, modeled after this dude. Like, he looks like this actor. Yeah, he's got like a bald head, he's got the beard, he's a biker, right? Like, he looks like this dude. So, you know, kind of typecast, I guess. But like, it's work, man. And you know, we'll see. I'm super excited and super curious about this Spider-Man, because I feel like this is going to be like, I feel like the Home trilogy was like our weird origin story for what we know as what we are going to see as a modern Spider-Man. Telling Spider-Man's type, you know, somewhat grounded stories in New York, you know, fighting criminals, being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And, you know, I was missing that from Marvel's interpretation of what Spider-Man is. Yeah, okay. Jones comes to the new live-action Spider-Man after being tapped to voice Tombstone in Sony's animated Oscar winner Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, as well as the 3 sequel Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is forthcoming. All right. I'm fine with that. Bring on more gangsters. Spider-Man fighting gangsters. Spider-Man in the middle of a 3-way turf war that's causing havoc in New York, and he's got to stop it. And there's no, you know, and you got other New York-based characters. Like, this is what this feels like a natural extension of what the Netflix shows and the Disney Daredevil have been kind of leading up to, right? So, oh man, I think it'd be dope. I think it'd be dope to have Daredevil a little cameo. But if they do, I really don't want it to be like, you know, known. I think it would be dope to have some of those New York-based heroes just come out and help Spidey. But I don't want it to be, you know, advertised. Sure. But that's kind of what they do. But yeah, man, like, let's bring it on, man. Yeah, we got the natural web swinging. Like, you've seen the videos of Spider-Man like doing practical web swinging. The guy who directed the Home trilogy was like, I don't think you can do that, bro. It's gonna look weird. And now Destin Daniel Cretton is doing it. So we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to reinforce it with CGI to some extent, right? To like really clean it up.
Like that's the secret sauce when it comes to CGI, right? You gotta use it to touch stuff up, right? Like, because if you use it to animate a human being, you get Rubber Band Man Blade from Blade 2, or you get Neo from that Matrix sequel, right? Where it just, something's off, right? Because the human body doesn't move that way. But and Spider-Man was, you know, kind of able to get away with it because he's in a full body suit,
right?
And I don't know what it is, but it's just like, yeah, I mean, he's sure, I buy that, right? Because you don't see like the actual human being. But
yeah, and they had some, and in fairness, they had some, like, if you go back and watch Homecoming, they had some like kind of dodgy CGI on Spider-Man where I was like actually shocked. I was like, okay, we're like 35,000 movies into the MCU. Why is this happening, right? But they certainly cleaned that up in his movies afterwards. So it'll be interesting. The practical web swinging is really kind of cool because it's that moving rig. So he's kind of not, I mean, he's doing the practical web swinging, but he's staying quote unquote stationary in this rig as the rig is moving forward, which is actually really kind of brightly designed. Like that feels very smart to me. It'll be interesting to see like just how we will take that as like, and not even so much us, because we already know, which is a problem, right? Because you're going to be looking for and be like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That did work or whatever. But it'll be interesting to see if the audience notices, right? Like you're, John Q. Public type person, like, damn, that web swinging looks really cool. Or like, that didn't look as good as it used to. Like, it'll be interesting to see how they take it. Or if they even notice. And if they don't notice, that's how fucking good it is, by the way. Like that, that would be a telltale sign. So I am very interested to see how they pull this off. This movie feels, and I'm saying this not in that really annoying nerd way where everyone's like, there's too many things happening in this one, there's too many characters. I'm just saying this is a pretty jam-packed movie for a Spider-Man movie in a way that I think they're doing, like you said, really establishing him as a grounded character, which sounds pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, man. And look, this dude, Marvin Jones, born on my birthday, so he's obviously a great guy. He's a rapper, I guess. Yes. Crondon. Okay.
Sure.
Whatever. He's been in the only other movie that I recognize that I didn't see, but that I recognize that he was in is a movie called Shadow Force, which is the Idris Elba and Kerry Washington.
No, that's not Idris Elba, is it?
No. That's
Omar Sy.
Yeah, Almost Say, or Almost I. They're a black family of secret agents.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is
okay.
I kind of want to watch it.
It looks like bullshit, but yeah, of course.
I kind of want to watch it. Yeah,
that was directed by Joe Carnahan, which is wild to me.
Really?
Yeah. Look, I love Smoking Aces. I love A-Team. The Gray was pretty good, right? Like he's done some pretty fun stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it's actually pretty fun. I don't know. I have not heard a lot of people chatting about it. It cost $40 million and it made $5 million. So did not.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was
was it released in?
I don't think it was. I think that was only released on Amazon.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. Like they sent that thing out to die.
Oh no, no. Apparently, it was released in theaters. But I don't think many people saw it. In fairness, they tried to take advantage of Mother's Day weekend, but it went up against Thunderbolts.
Well, yeah, and it
made $2 million in theaters its opening weekend, and it didn't do. Yeah, so it says it lost about $10 million for the studio, like ultimately. Like, all right, I mean. Best of luck. I guess we're not getting Shadow Force 2. Unfortunately. But yeah, Marvin Jones III. Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. The clips I've seen, I didn't watch Black Lightning really because I didn't care about those DC TV shows after a while. But that dude was he was a real piece of shit on that show. That character, Tobias Whale, was a real dirtbag, and he seemed to play him pretty well. So all right, I think that dude's a decent actor, so it'll be fun to see him play Tombstone.
All right. Next up, Weapons director Zach Cregger has more plans for Aunt Gladys. Spoilers for Weapons. Has more plans for Aunt Gladys, the wickedly talented occult expert played by Amy Madigan. The director confirmed that he is now developing a Weapons prequel that will focus on the character, affirming reports that a follow-up was in the works. Quote, it is real, and I've been talking to Warner Brothers about it. He told Fangoria in an interview, there's a story and I'm pretty excited about it. It's not bullshit. Okay.
You need a prequel for this? I shouldn't say need. Would you want to watch one?
I mean, I don't know if I would watch one because I'd give this guy the benefit of the doubt because like he's hit it out of the park twice.
Right.
I don't need it, but like I feel like someone who is like super hot right now with original IP, I'd be way more interested in seeing what else they can come up with. But Weapons was so good, and Aunt Gladys was, a very, very fun character that I wouldn't necessarily mind it, but I'm not super hyped. You know what I mean? Like I much rather would I would rather he focus on a new IP, or I want to see what he does with Resident Evil.
Yeah. My guess is Resident Evil maybe next, because I got to imagine just from a obligation standpoint, and then he may go back and do this Weapons prequel. Look, either way, I'm cool with it. I agree. It'd be kind of nice to just leave that as a one-off and just leave it be, just because I think it was such a unique and fun movie. That being said, the woman playing her, what's the woman's name?
Amy Madigan.
Amy Madigan. People are talking like Oscar nominations for that role. That could be a reason to give her a second shot at the role. I could see that maybe being it. I mean, Krieger had talked about like that idea when he was on Double Toasted, when he got interviewed by those guys, and he was saying like he has an idea for it, and like at this point it hadn't necessarily been confirmed. So he had probably already been thinking about this character. If he's thinking about it and he had already kind of thought about it ahead of time, that's kind of cool. Versus the studio coming in and be like, make an Aunt Gladys movie, which I don't like that idea, because then that's how creatives get squeezed on money and just demand from studio execs who don't give a shit about art, and then you end up making something garbage. But yeah, if he's for it, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I just hope I hope that it doesn't get like the origin of the Joker vibes. You know what I mean? Sure. Like sometimes I don't need my villains to be this villain is not complex enough for me to want to delve into their backstory. Like everything that is in Weapons is what I need to know about that character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the mystery is what works.
Yeah. And so we'll see. We'll see. Look, I'm talking all that bullshit now. In a few years, when it comes out and it's amazing, and I'll come on here and I'll be like, see, I told you this was the best idea ever, and I was 100% on board before it was even mentioned. So
right, I was the one wearing the Aunt Gladys T-shirt. Come on, like, guys, where were you guys at this time? Okay, next up, Netflix is putting a bid in to buy Warner Brothers. That is the talk. Paramount is as well. Paramount, thanks, I hate it. I don't like that idea. Netflix putting in a bid for Warner Brothers. Is there a word I can use that's stronger than hate? Because that's how I feel about that. Look, this is all a rumor for now, but it seems pretty well confirmed that they're going to do this. I believe it was Ted Sarandos a couple weeks ago that said, hey, they really want to make Netflix a bit bigger than just kind of streaming, right? They want to be able to expand into these sort of kind of older Hollywood markets, so to speak, which kind of lines up with this. No, thank you. No, thank you. Can you imagine what would happen if those guys bought it? What happens to those movies? Like, their entire business platform is based on this weird streaming thing that like nobody kind of knows how they make money basically, except for it's kind of like write-offs. They do a lot of that. What the fuck happens to Hollywood if you buy a major studio like Warner Brothers like that? Like, do they start putting all of their stuff on Netflix? Do they kill HBO Max because that's a direct competitor? Do they keep that open? Do they keep it open, but everything is exactly how it is. I doubt it. Like, do you start to sort of wall off things? Like, what happens to the DC universe, for instance? Does that get walled off suddenly? Like, it's very weird to me.
I think let's just pretend that this happens. I think that you obviously have to keep the HBO brand, but you'll say, but they'll brand.
Is it obvious? Because some people can't figure that out. Apparently,
I think it is obvious at this point.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
I think you keep the HBO brand, but you tack on, hey, it's HBO on Netflix, right? I think you call it that, because the brand is that brand is way too powerful. I think, God, this is such a bad idea, man. I don't like the idea of giant corporations eating up other corporations, and it's just what they do. And I don't know if it's just the time we live in right now, but like everybody's like, hey, like it's the 80s all over again, man. And it's, time to make as much money as we can, human beings or the planet be damned. And it's I don't know. But no, I don't think this is a good idea. I think, like I said, I think Netflix would keep the HBO brand. I think everything would roll into Netflix, right? Like the HBO app wouldn't exist anymore. I think I think all of it would just be rolled into Netflix in a weird way. I think Netflix is not making as much money as they think. Well, no company is making as much money as they would want, but I don't think they are as secure as some. Look, we don't know anything. Nobody does. But I don't know. This seems kind of weird to me.
I think it's very weird. Again, I'm not a fan of these big mergers. Look, and I will tell you this, of all of these mergers that have happened over the last number of years, especially the media mergers, I've hated all of them with the slight exception of one, which is I just wanted all of the Marvel shit back under Marvel. That's all I wanted. I didn't give a fuck if Fox News went the way of the dustbin as far as I'm concerned. I just did not care. Whoever was going to buy it, they could buy it or not, whatever. I know they were up for selling it, obviously. Murdoch was. But all the rest of these, like, fucking Sky News and Paramount Skydance now and all, I'm against all of this. I'm absolutely against all of it. I don't care for it. Discovery, I mean, the stupid shit is like Discovery and Warner Brothers, that happened. And now they're splitting the company into basically two distinct sections, which is basically Discovery and Warner Brothers all over again. Okay.
Well, look,
like
to Zaslav's weird corpo credit, right? This is exactly what he wants, right?
Yeah.
He bought this thing so he could sell it off, but I don't know if he's going to. I don't know how much money he's going to make off of this, but that was the point, right?
Yeah, that's why they brought him in,
right? And it doesn't. God, man, it just it's so weird, all this corporate consolidation.
Yes, it is.
You can't have one or two entities owning everything, man. And we're almost at that point. The Jimmy Kimmel thing that we'll talk about a little bit later. The local affiliates there are two major local affiliates. One is local. One is Sinclair is based in Hunt Valley, by the way.
Yeah.
It's they have the ability to just choose to not air things. And that's their right, but they own a lot of stations, guys.
Yeah. Sort of kind of their right, by the way. But that'll
Yeah. But I don't know, man. We live in weird times.
But they own 100, to be exact here. They own 180 stations nationwide. And 41 of them are affiliated with Disney owned ABC. So they are the largest owners of ABC affiliates. That's not good. By the way, Sinclair is a horrible company because they put out the same bullshit news. They force their people on all of their news channels to repeat the same, in their case, very conservative news. So when you think, oh, this is my local news, they literally read the same script as the people in Detroit and in Chicago. And
and a lot of it comes off. A lot of it is, well, most of it is like editorial disguised as news programming.
Yep.
And it's not just Michael Olesker in his little editorial section. No, they have the anchors read this stuff.
Yep. Which is gross. I am not a fan. I am not a fan at all. So, look, this is a bad idea. Again, Netflix having access to sort of that old school Hollywood studio, and Warner Brothers being one of the most significant studios, period, in Hollywood history, by the way. Netflix owning them, I think, would be a fucking disaster. And I say that as like not to be hyperbolic. I think people will deeply, deeply regret that happening. I don't have any trust that this FCC will do anything about it if that comes to play. If they are the ones put in the top bid to take over Warner Bros., they will do nothing about it. And you can say whatever you want about previous administrations, but corporations were legitimately scared of Joe Biden's head of FCC. They were legitimately scared of her because she actually stopped mergers. And she didn't let all this corporate consolidation happen. And that's a good thing for you as a customer. You can be liberal or conservative, whatever, but they legitimately, like, she actually did what that job is supposed to be, to make sure that monopolies don't exist. Okay.
And ultimately, it keeps prices down for you.
Yeah.
The consumer. Yeah. Like, if everything is, if you can only get your money, if you can only get the stuff that you like from one of two people,
from the company,
like, right. Like, they can charge you whatever they want.
Yeah, you're fucked.
And if those companies, and usually those companies, they're not just going to undercut each other to satisfy you. No, they're going to agree to raise prices because a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah, look, you want the easiest understanding of that in real time? Go drive on the highway and get off on a major area and see that across the street from each other will be 2 or 3 gas stations, right? They're like, or all 4 corners, right? There'll be gas stations across. You notice how the gas prices aren't wildly different between them? Not one is selling it for like $1.50 and the other one's $3. No, they're generally the same within a cent or so. You know why? Because they've already had an agreement. Hey, what you charging? All right, cool. That's what I'm gonna charge. And they just look. You get them coming this way. I'll get them going this way. Where else you gonna go? There ain't no other gas stations, dude. It's set up. Now, if there are 8 gas stations on that road, 4 on each side, guess what? You got a little bit more variety. They got to price themselves. They got to fight with each other a little bit to try to get your business. But if there's only 2 gas stations, God help you if there's only one. Then you're fucked because they can charge whatever they want. Oh, you can pay $3.50 a gallon, or you can take your luck 75 miles down the road and try to find the next gas station. Well, I can't go that far. I'll take your card now. So it's like, and that's what they're doing, right? So yeah, this is not good. It's not good. And look, I thought there was a time where I actually had the thought process of like, I don't like all of these streaming services, but in a way, having a bunch of streaming services is actually the best remedy for this as it stands right now, right? Because if you have all of these big studios getting sucked up by other studios, at least like Apple is independent, right? Like they're independent. Apple, that's hilarious. But Apple is its own thing, right? But if Disney suddenly bought Apple, then you're in a world of fucking trouble. So it's like, it's better to have all of these things and be like, oh, well, I don't want to have to pay for all these streaming services. Well, tough luck, man. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But that's the world in which you live in. But having them all under one thing, you're just back at cable television again. and you're going to pay
right. Everyone wanted to cut the cord and get all these different and get everything a la carte, and the companies caught on to that. And they're like, nah, bro.
Bring it all back together. So look, there's going to come a time where, like, what is it? Paramount is one of the people trying to buy this, right?
I know, and that's the thing, man. Like, if this has to happen, I'd much rather Netflix have it than Paramount. I really would, man.
I don't even know about that, dude. At least Paramount has been making real movies. I mean, not that Netflix hasn't made real movies, but a lot less.
They have, but there are other biases that come into play when you talk about, like, I at least Reed Hastings is the devil I know versus the people who run Paramount are the devil I don't, right? The devil I don't like.
Yeah, fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? I don't want this to happen.
Period.
I don't want this to happen. Period. I want also Warner Brothers is a. I mean, it's going to be kind of sad if you're a movie fan, man. Like, it's Warner Brothers. Like
what the fuck? Owned by Netflix? Get the fuck out of here.
They've been around forever, man.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't care for it. Like, I don't like it. Like, that to me is not good. I mean, look, under Paramount, here's Paramount's top grossing movies worldwide. Okay, Titanic, Top Gun Maverick, Transformers, Dark of the Moon. More Transformers movies I don't want to mention out loud.
Right. Like real movies. Like, okay.
Interstellar. There's a lot of Mission Impossible. God damn. Kung Fu Panda, Forrest Gump, War of the World. I mean, look, they've made movies. They've made good movies, right? Like, they've made popular movies. But I don't fucking trust it, man. I don't trust it. I mean, Paramount was big into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a while. That has now ended for them. And they've got a lot of franchises: Terminator, G.I. Joe, fucking Transformers, the Paranormal Activity movies. For some fucking reason, they still make those. Mission Impossible, Jack Ryan, Top Gun, Indiana Jones. Crocodile Dundee. Okay. So they got a lot of that type of shit, but no thanks. Thanks. Yeah. I don't want.
It's weird, man. Like,
okay, so
one of the big five movie studios is either going to be absorbed into one of the big five, so there'll only be four, right. or Netflix will. And will usurp this over 100-year-old company to be one of the big five. Like, that's my thing, right? Like,
but that's wild. Right. In our lifetime, by the way. In our lifetime, Netflix started when I was in my 20s. Like, what the fuck? Insane. Okay.
So yeah, I would much rather there be 5 big studios than 4 big studios.
I agree with that. So the question is, if you had, or like, this is a fucking Sophie's choice. If you could have anybody buy this, what would be the studio to buy this if it had to be somebody? Well, it's going to be somebody.
Bill Cosby. I hear he's got enough money to buy NBC.
Yes, that's why they took him down.
If what are you saying? If any conglomerate,
it's got to be a big company, right? Like, it's got to be somebody with some fucking money. So it's got to be a big company.
I mean, the companies that I like aren't big enough to buy this stuff.
There's one,
right?
There's one. Apple could buy it.
Who?
Apple could buy it.
Apple. I mean,
they make good shit.
I guess
they do make good shit. Like, if I had to choose, I could totally see Apple being like, oh, we could be like dominating the computer field, but we could also go down in history as one of the big studios. I could totally see them getting it. I mean, Apple has more money than fucking God. So, I mean, I think they were the first like trillion dollar company. I mean, they just have fucking so much money. They have enough of a connection.
Companies in the United States.
that they.
I'm looking at a list of the largest companies in the United States. Walmart is number one.
Warner Brothers brought to you by Walmart. I love you. That's like idiocracy type of shit.
Amazon is number two.
Oh no!
I know.
Oh God, that would be horrible. That would be horrible.
United is number three. Their healthcare. Apple is number four, and CVS is number five. So
I guess it's Walmart. Like Dwayne Reed. Like I don't know. I feel like Apple could make a bid, and again, I don't like any of this, but I think that would probably be one where I'd be like, okay. I mean, they make prestige shit. Like they are making prestige television and prestige movies. Like they're really trying to make good shit. But I don't want any of this. But I have to say, I do want it out of the hands of David Zaslav. So however that works, just make it someone not worse than him. Somebody who actually, I want it to be in the hands of people who are actually trying to make good art. That ultimately, because I really would be pissed. I'd really be fucking furious if Warner Brothers got acquired and then suddenly they're like, we don't like what's happening at DC. We're going to change it. Like that would make me so mad, dude. Like it really, like legitimately.
Or cut it off. Not even change it. Cut it off. Like, oh, well, this might be a loss leader. We're gonna cut it off.
Yeah.
Look, you're never going to find someone who's focused on making good art. What you need to hope for is you hope for someone that realizes that good art is capable of making money.
Yeah,
that's all they care about.
I mean, Apple fits that, right? Severance is good art, right? Like that move, like their stuff is winning awards, like year after year after year. Okay, like if you want to put The Pit on Apple TV, it fits there. You know what I mean? Like okay, like they're doing top level shit. I don't like it. I fucking hate all of this. Like I really do. I don't want. Just fire David Zaslav. Can we just do that and just hire someone else and just put them there? How about that as an option? Just give him money and be like, just go away. Just for the love of God. Speaking of going away and then coming right back, Jimmy Kimmel is back on TV. Disney ABC has put Jimmy Kimmel back on air after a week and a half, 2 weeks of tumultuous nonsense. Because
not even a couple of days.
After Brandon Carr, who is the head of the FCC, a useless piece of shit, basically tried to lean on them and say, hey, Jimmy Kimmel said bad things about Charlie Kirk. Addendum, he never fucking said a bad thing about Charlie Kirk, by the way. He didn't. If you think he did, you should probably Google that. And so they were like, hey, you guys want to have this murder that's coming up? Be ashamed if that didn't go through. And maybe, quote, you can do this the easy way or the hard way is a thing that he said on Benny Johnson's podcast. That guy's a douche.
I don't know who that
is. Google him. You'll see his face. You'll know. He's a D-bag. But he said that. And so immediately Disney / ABC was like, we're going to go ahead and pull Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely off air. By the way, all he said was that MAGA Republicans are trying to pin this on Kirk's death on some left-winger and keep it away from themselves. And that's literally all he said. He never said a negative thing about Charlie Kirk. Not once. Not once. They literally never did. So they brought him back because Disney, I think, lost $4 billion in people canceling their subscriptions. And we talked about Tatiana Maslany from She-Hulk, amongst many other people in Hollywood coming out and being like, nah, don't support Disney. Fuck them. Even people who work for Disney were like, nah, don't support this shit. And I guess Disney was feeling the heat. And so they were like, all right, we're going to bring him back.
Yeah, because guess what? You can have actors that just were like, I don't want to work with you. Right?
Yeah.
You can have people just say, I don't want to work with you. Like that's the only look. If you want to affect change, I know it's hard. It's really hard. We were on here last week saying we're not going to cancel our Disney Plus subscriptions.
Yeah.
But that's what you got to do.
Right.
If you want.
I mean, by the way, you guys want us to talk about certain shit. It kind of puts us between a rock and a hard place. Like, it just does. Like, it does. It does. But go ahead. Continue.
And look, the only thing that corporals know is money. You cannot appeal to sympathy, empathy. You cannot appeal to them as human beings. You can only appeal to them through money. And sacrifices need to be made. And I'm using sacrifices very flippantly, right? Like, it's a TV show. Like, you don't, in the grand scheme of things, in the times that we live in now, you should be so lucky as the only thing you have to sacrifice is a bill every month. And yeah, it was, Disney showed a complete, they showed you exactly who they are as a corporation, in my opinion. They don't back their talent when push comes to shove. If I were Jimmy Kimmel, I watched the opening 30 minutes of his show last night on YouTube. One, because it wasn't airing where I live at, and two, I just wanted to see what he had to say. Like, I don't watch these guys the only one I watch on a regular basis is Seth Meyers, and that's on YouTube because it comes on, right, at 12:30 at night. But I listened to what he had to say, and it was a good monologue. But, he kind of got choked up, at the idea that people were like saying that, he was wishing ill or whatever on making light of this guy who got murdered. And then he took jabs at the president and at Brendan Carr, all while feeding them their own words about how the First Amendment is like the one thing that makes America better than every other country, right? Like, so it was good. I urge you to go watch it, and then you never have to watch it again because, like, who gives a shit? Late night sucks. I watch clips of Graham Norton before I watch.
Graham Norton is a solid ass late night host, like he is.
He is, man. He is, because he asks interesting questions.
Also, like the Brits, they get drunk the whole time. Like,
that's and they, everything is loose, man. Like, everybody looks like they're having fun.
Yep.
And nothing looks, canned or whatever. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point of this whole thing is that the government, while not explicitly saying you'd better do this or we will make it hard, they were heavily implying, right?
Yeah.
And the government can't do that.
Yeah,
corporations can do it. They can fire you for whatever reason, pretty much. But you can't. And Disney,
this is
like, all right, bro.
Ass move, like it is.
It was a punk bitch ass move, Bob. Like this shows that you don't stand by your employees, man. Unless unless they're like sycophants to you. Unless they're like Stephen A. Smith, who is just like, oh well, if you know the times we live in, you have to act accordingly. What the fuck?
Fucking
kind of boot licking, like, all right,
what nonsense is that? Get the fuck out.
Like, okay, bro, like, shut the fuck up.
No one's voting for you for president, Stephen A. Smith. Go sit down.
So, all right, Disney, you did the right thing after caving to pressure.
Which is always a good sign of like,
you don't get kudos for that.
Fine. Will you please resubscribe? And look, let's get real. A lot of people will resubscribe. They will. I mean,
of course.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not going to give people the credit in which they do not deserve. Okay, like, I'm just not going to do that because I know human beings, right? The new show going to come out and you'll be like, ain't nobody looking. All right, resubscribe. Okay.
Look, it would be incredibly hypocritical of me to do all that when last week we said, I'm not canceling.
Like, yo, this is a part of my job. What the fuck? Like, it makes it a little bit difficult, right? Like,
unless you want me to steal it, and I don't want to have to do that, so I'm not canceling.
Right. I do that a lot anyway. Other things. Become on Paramount. Okay. So like, here's the thing. It is a difficult road to run. And I am not interested in people's like misunderstanding of what the First Amendment is. That's probably one of the most irritating things to me in all of this. But I'm also not here for people trying to put words in Kimmel's mouth that he didn't say. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off. Like, when the shooting happened, Kimmel came out like in a tweet or what have you and was like, this is a horrible tragedy. Can we for once like really like deal with gun violence? Like, this is not okay, right? Whether you like Charlie Kirk or not, like, this is not okay. Like, his message was completely apolitical. Just like, people shouldn't be shot. Like, they shouldn't be shot. Like, this is fucked up. And he's right. The government used bullshit in order to spin up their base to lie to them so that they could figure out like, okay, we want to crack down on free speech. Let's lie about what this guy said. And everybody's, oh, we hate Jimmy Kimmel. What part did you hate? What part did you hate? That he said that you guys were trying to blame people on the left without any information while trying desperately not to have this lean on one of like your ideology. But like, that's what you guys did. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Immediately before anything came out, Republicans were online being like, we're ready for a civil war. The left did it. You didn't know anything. They didn't have the guy in custody. You didn't know his name. You didn't know anything. So what happened then? Was it okay when you did it the day before? Like, he wasn't calling for civil war. He was saying that you don't know. And guess what? At the time, you didn't know. So he wasn't incorrect about that. Spoiler alert, the guy is on the right. He is. He's just on a weird part of the right that's like, that's not like a regular standard Republican. He's like a Groyper kid. So like, that is on the right. Like,
I didn't know what that word meant.
Most people don't. But that's the thing is, this story, much like many of these stories, require nuance. If you just think that somebody, just because someone on the right got shot, that they're immediately the person who did it is on the left, you miss a lot of the fucking story. That would be like saying the guy who shot Reagan was a leftist. He wasn't. He shot Reagan to impress Jodie Foster. You can't just assume that he was out of his fucking mind. So it's like, you have to get information. Kimmel actually wasn't incorrect in what he said. You guys were trying to paint it on one side. Turns out you're also trying to push as hard as you could to be like, not with us, not with us, not with us. That's what you did. That's what you did. So you can be mad at him all you want, but like, he told the truth. And for that, corporations have put themselves in such a shit position. And I don't understand how they don't see this, that they are now at the whims of this fucking insane government. Because, again, going back to the story before about the Netflix, Paramount, or Warner Brothers situation, corporate consolidation is the reason Kimmel got pushed off the air. Let's get real. Because if Kimmel said what he said, all things being relative, and they didn't have a merger they were trying to do, they would have been like, yeah, go kick Sam. We're not going to take him off the air. But because they were trying to make money, they used him as a sacrificial lamb. And you have to understand that when these mergers and shit come up, you as the viewer are also being used as a weapon. Okay? Like, they are. They are weaponizing your views or weaponizing the ability to make money as a way to like pay fealty to the king, so to speak. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like that shit. And look, I'm not like some huge Jimmy Kimmel fan. I'm not like, oh,
yeah, I don't my watch favorite the show.
Guy. I don't watch the show. I don't give a fuck. I've seen a couple of things he said, and I'm like, I may have perhaps had a chuckle. Okay, I don't really fuck with late night fucking television. Again, a lot of it sucks. Conan was the only person who I actually legitimately thought was pretty funny. I think Stephen Colbert is hilarious. I think Stephen Colbert on late night fucking sucks. Because late night is designed for the general masses, and that fucking stinks. Like, it just does. It just stinks. It's not my thing. But I do defend his right to say what he said. He didn't say anything wrong, right? He didn't say anything like disgusting and brutal. Like, he didn't. So yeah, they brought him back on air because money talks. And you should understand that your money does talk. Hey, if you don't want Warner Brothers to sell to Netflix, sure be a good time to cancel that Netflix subscription. Like, if you fucking sell it to these guys, I swear to God. Now, that one I will happily cancel. I'll be right there with you. I don't give a fuck about Netflix. I really don't. My daughter does not need to watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, like, so then Disney, Hulu, or Disney announces price hikes for Disney Plus and Hulu, which apparently had already been in the pipeline, which was part of the reason they wanted to get Kimmel back on, so that they could like then announce this. Which I don't know, man. I don't run a giant corporation. I'd have held this news a bit. I'd have held it. I'd have held it like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, bro. You could. It's supposed to happen in October, I think. You probably could have waited till. You probably could have at least waited another week. Do it in October.
I guess they were just like rip the Band-Aid off right now. Like fuck it.
Yeah. Well.
So the standalone Disney Plus with ads is going from $9.99 to $11.99 a month. While Disney Plus Premium without ads, which is what I pay for, is going from $16 a month to $19 a month. All right, nigga, like y'all getting a little crazy. And then Hulu standalone plans with ads is increasing from $9.99 to $11.99 a month. And the premium version of Hulu is going from $18.99. Is going to remain at $18.99. Cool. Prices for ESPN are also going up from $11.99 to $12.99. And
let me tell you something
bundle
about that ESPN.
$29 a month.
Look, ESPN, that app is terrible. I tried to. I have cable. And I'm trying to figure out how to watch WrestlePalooza, and the app is horrible. And I wasn't able to watch it because I'm like, I'm not putting up with this shit, and I'm not buying. I'm not adding ESPN to a bundle so that I can watch, two fucking European football teams from bumfuck nowhere over there
Right.
in a soccer match.
Yeah.
And so no, I'm not. No, fuck that app. And fuck the WWE and TKO, a giant corporation that bought WWE.
Yeah, another consolidation.
UFC, another consolidation. They're making it crap. They're making the WWE awful. They're making it awful. And it's a shame that Vince McMahon, of all people, was the guy that actually made WWE kind of like affordable and palatable. Like this year for WrestleMania, they have tickets, they have packages for 2-night packages. Guess how much the most expensive one was that I saw? Just guess.
$7,000.
$15,000.
What?
For 2 nights to sit on the floor.
For people to play wrestle? Get out of here, yo! Come on now. Like you can see a real UFC fight for less than that. That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
All right, look. So is it still coming on Netflix? Like, is that the deal?
It is, but I'm not into it anymore, man. I'm not into it because it's become hollow. They're making all these deals. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia in 2 years.
WrestleMania.
Where
they got to all wear burqas and shit, even the men.
Yeah, it's just. And it's not, and worst of all, it's just not entertaining anymore. So,
damn, you're done with wrestling? That's crazy.
I'm done for a while. Yeah, man.
Do you do God damn it. Do you do any of the other wrestling?
Like AEW? I try, man, but like AEW, I don't get into their characters. I think their characters are kind of lame and stupid, and two, like some of the wrestling is, some of the wrestling is really good, and some of it is like a guy jamming a fork into another guy's ear. I don't need all that.
Okay.
Get out of here with that shit.
That's enough of that.
Like, that's not cool to me, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm old. Nah,
that sounds really dumb. Like that sounds.
They didn't even do that shit in the 90s, bro. Like
right.
when wrestling was just like, hey, you want women's wrestling? Here's two models in their bra and panties mud wrestling. There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and the winner is the one who takes the top off the other one. Like, as crass as that was, like, at least they weren't jamming forks into people's foreheads and shoving them in their pierced ear holes and shit. Like, I'm out.
I was thinking about getting back into wrestling. All right, you convinced me.
Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm out.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it. I'm good. One last point about the ABC Jimmy Kimmel thing. Local idiot Donald Trump, who can't pronounce the word acetaminophen, makes another threat to go after ABC as he blasts Jimmy Kimmel's return. Again, this is what happens when you have all of these corporate consolidations, because the government has you over a fucking barrel. Okay. So basically, Trump wrote on Truth Social, quote, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that the show was canceled." Side note, no, they weren't. Okay.
No, they weren't.
No one was told that. They just said that he was suspended indefinitely. That's your own big head canon that you just assumed that. And you went out there, that's canceled. No, it isn't. They never said that.
Also, are they obligated to inform the White House that a show was canceled?
No, they're not obligated. Fucking
what?
Yo, your syphilis is out of control. Just fucking mental. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
His monologue when I watched it this morning has 6 million views.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's gone. And by the way, all of his clips on his YouTube channel, they all have 2 to 4 million views. What are you talking about? By the way, what is it? Sinclair had put out a Charlie Kirk memorial type of shit. That thing had 26,000 views. Ain't nobody watching that shit. Nobody cares.
Yeah, they said they were going to put it on.
They didn't even know who the fuck that was. Okay.
They said they were going to put it on television, and they were like, "Ooh, maybe not. Let's put on Steve Harvey."
Yeah,
Family Feud.
They put in reruns of Family Feud because they were like, "That shit hitting better." Yeah, because most people didn't know, which is crazy. Because most people don't know who the fuck Charlie Kirk is. They didn't know who he was before he got shot. They just don't know. I knew who he was because I'm fucking into politics and terminally online. But most people didn't know who the hell he was. So yeah, most people still don't give a shit. I know it's a tragedy that he died, and it is, or tragedy of how he died. But most people don't know who he is. I know. And his talent was never there. Okay, speaking from a no talent ass clown like yourself. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage, in capital letters? He is yet another arm of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, or committee. And to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. Why he capitalized illegal campaign contribution, I have no idea. That's not a company. I think we're going to test ABC on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. And then he wrote ratings with a capital R. Why? I don't know. It's not very smart. Just a side note. Hey, ABC, remember how you bent the knee to this fucking piece of shit before and gave him $16 million? Bullies only get hungrier when you give them your lunch money. They don't go away. Learn a lesson. And by the way, sounds like this will be even more lucrative. He's worried about money, dude. He doesn't give a fuck about free speech.
Right. You don't give a fuck about free speech.
Right I don't understand these people, yo.
Well, because it's not happening to them directly. If he conned them directly, then it would be I get it, man. I get it. This dude is there's something about him, right? There's something about him. We all say if he wasn't into politics, he'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Right?
He got a good tight 15 minute.
Quite frankly, politics was the worst thing for his brand, believe it or not.
Yeah, it was.
Because while people might not like him as a person, like it was he was invited to places, right?
Yep.
And he got to do what he always wanted to do and just be, liked or fake liked by other people. But I don't know, man. Yep. I don't know. I don't know a lot about politics, but I know a little bit about people. And this dude he ain't happy, man. No, that's why he's not happy. That's why he desperately wants to win a Nobel Peace Prize, right? Mm-hmm. Because like he just wants people to like him. Yeah. That's why all these grifters and all that, like they once they get out of his sphere of influence, they're like, yeah, nah, man, like that guy was kind of incompetent.
Yeah.
And to that I say, well, you're fucked up because you did all this, you did his bidding. Just to like, you don't get to come on a news station and be like, oh well, that guy, who's that guy with the weird mustache and the glasses?
Weird mustache.
I can't remember his name. That was being investigated recently. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, John Bolton.
John Bolton. Yeah, didn't he come out not too long ago and was just like, this guy's crazy, man.
No, this entire like last year, he's like, this guy fucking sucks, and that's why they raided his house just to fuck with him. That's all they did. Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what, yo? I don't feel bad because they raided your house because like you were part of that, man.
Yeah, you were. I know they shouldn't have, but I'm not in the business of defending Jumble. I'm just.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done it, but like I don't have to feel bad about it.
Ha ha. That's kind of how I look at it. You brought this on yourself. You brought it yourself. By the way, that's how much of a weirdo John Bolton is. You were like the guy with a weird mustache and glasses. And I was like, John Bolton. If you had said he looks like a real life Dr. Robotnik, I'd be like, John Bolton. Like they're easy. He's just not fat. That's it. All right, let's talk What the Fuck, brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
Doctors remove an 18-centimeter long living worm from a man's brain. 18 centimeters is 7 inches.
Head of the HHS. Yeah.
They removed it and told him to take a Tylenol for the headache. Doctors recently saved a man's life after removing a squirming 18-centimeter long or 7-inch long worm that had taken residence in his brain after swallowing raw snake organs. The lucky man was identified.
Okay, sure this is RFK Jr. I'm almost
the lucky man only identified as Junior by the news media. I'm doing a little bit of editorial.
That would have been so good if that was actually what it said. Holy shit, I would have lost it. Go ahead.
Was recently rushed to the hospital after in this place after he started experiencing sudden blackouts, seizures, and foaming at the mouth. His troubles begun about a year ago when he experienced a sensation of a foreign object in his eye, described as a mosaic-like thing appearing in his vision. He sought medical attention, and while the doctor found nothing wrong, found nothing out of the ordinary after examining him, an MRI scan revealed a foreign object behind his eye. However, because the vision problem had disappeared, he refused to go on his own. I'm good now, bro. Whatever, bro. Let it be. And turns out that was a brain. That was a brain worm. It was a brain worm.
Do not like. Be a little bit of a racist here. I'm going India on this.
It is not India. It is China.
Damn it! It could have only been. It could have only been one of two.
After the procedure, after the procedure, one question remained: how did the worm get in a man's brain? Questioned by the doctors, Lee is the man. Recalled that years ago he caught a snake and swallowed its raw gallbladder as a dare. He didn't think too much of it at the time, but he had allowed the larvae inside the snake to enter his body.
Oh, Jesus.
And it eventually made his way to its brain, where it was just like, you know what? This is cool. I like this place. We're gonna hang out.
There's
here.
a lot of space in here. That really does make me rethink my attitude towards going to Vietnam and trying a live beating cobra heart. Like that's a thing that they'll eat there.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that. All
You
that.
know what? I'm good. Just put it in the bag. I'll pan fry it when I get home. I'm good. Jesus Christ, that's fucking hard. I don't like the idea of. I've seen enough movies to know if something floats behind your eye or in front of your eye, no, you'll just cut your own head off. Like that, nothing. Like that's some alien urge.
Yeah. Yeah, don't leave your water unattended, especially if you are on a spaceship. You never know what you might be drinking.
By the way, the word you were looking for is ophthalmologist. I was wondering.
Oh, thank you. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm just as bad as him.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a whole staff to be like, here's the words. Like, we already wrote you. Let's go over it before. He's like, I got it. I'm going to just go out there. Let's see how this goes. Not well, you dumb idiot. My story, man almost lost his arm after a thief bit him during an attempted robbery. Okay.
God damn. Was it Baraka?
Yeah. Like, what is going on? An elderly shopkeeper almost lost his left arm after his hand became seriously infected as a result of a human bite during an attempted robbery. Doctors frequently warn that another human's bite is often more dangerous than that of a dog or cat, but a 60-year-old man found out the hard way after nearly losing his arm. The case occurred last year, but was only reported in the media this year after it was published in a scientific journal by doctors who treated the patient. In early 2004, the 60-year-old shop owner was robbed while working at his store. Two masked men entered the shop after closing with a clear intention of stealing, so the owner tried to stop them. In the physical struggle that ensued, the 60-year-old managed to immobilize one of the thieves, who then bit his hand in a desperate attempt to escape. Overwhelmed by the pain, the shop owner had no choice but to let go of the thief, who escaped with the accomplice. Both men are still at large in the city, biting people as they are wont to do. Yeah, that's this guy's hand puffed up like a fucking catcher's mitt. The elderly man's situation worsened over the next 2 weeks, and the infection climbed up his arm. It had changed color and swollen to double its normal size, but doctors were powerless to stop it. That's a fucking wild thing to say. Faced with the risk of amputation, the hospital decided to try hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which can help wounds, especially infected ones, heal more quickly. The doctor's bet paid off, and within a week, the patient had made significant improvements after cleaning the wound and removing the necrotic tissue. The hospital was able to save the man's arm. After 3 months of physiotherapy, he regained full function of his arm. Where is this? Where are they biting people and infecting them like it's fucking Marvel zombies?
Where does the 28 series take place? England?
Britain.
Yeah, Britain. That's what I'm going to say.
No, the answer is Turkey.
Oh, we don't get a lot of Turkish stories.
Yeah, I guess they thought his hand was a little bit of Turkish delight. So I can start to bite. That's insane. I did not realize that a human bite is more dangerous than a dog or cat bite.
I don't know about all that.
Well,
I don't know about all that.
I'm
you ever
not
see a dog?
I mean, you ever seen some people?
Yeah, I guess. Depends. All right, maybe.
Ah, damn. Oof. Yeah. So if you get bit, go wash yourself off immediately before you get whatever this fucking guy's got. Jesus Christ. Trailers this week. We didn't talk about this. This trailer came out like 2 weeks ago. The Rip. This is the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck movie. They are like they're cops in some sort of like police unit, and they just like they steal shit. They decide to like steal a bunch of money, and they all start turning on each other. This looks pretty fun. This is a Joe Carnahan movie. Yeah, I'm here for this. This is a Warner Brothers film. Excuse me, Netflix film. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that other Ben Affleck military, movie that he did for Netflix.
Oh, that was bad. He was.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much from this, so I'm going in with low expectations. But it is interesting enough that I'll watch it, and it's got Matt Damon in it, so my wife will watch it with me because like Matt Damon is one of her faves for some strange reason.
That is a weird.
She likes both of those guys, but like. Yeah, Matt Damon is just like, all right, I guess.
Like, she thinks Matt Damon's like a handsome guy? Is that the deal?
I have no idea, man. Probably. But,
I'm going to send her a text message like, the fuck is going on over there? Hey, you mess with that little 4 foot white man. Get out of here. That's crazy talk. Yeah.
I asked her, I was like, back when Jesse Plemons looked like Fat Damon. He doesn't look like Matt Damon now, but I was like, well, what about this guy? She was like, nope. I was like, oh, I don't know.
All right, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense then. All right, okay.
Right. Like, all right.
Yeah, okay. All right, keep an eye on that. What the fuck is going on over there? Watching The Martian on repeat all the time? All right.
She wants to see, we haven't watched The Accountant 2. She's big on wanting to see The Accountant 2. She really liked The Accountant. So she's
Bostonian white boys? Like, what is that?
Yeah, she's into those. Yeah, she's into Boston white boys.
It's a bit far.
I don't know, man.
Far cry from you. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's a person who is less Bostonian white than you, but Terrence maybe. Okay, fair. You know what? Fair enough. Wow. All right. That's funny. But yeah, I think the rip looks pretty interesting. It's cool to see Joe Carnahan doing some stuff besides Salesforce or whatever that other movie was. Strike Force, excuse me. But yeah, this looks good. I feel like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon always bring the best out in each other in movies. Like they always, when they're together, they do really good work together. So I'm cool with this. Affleck looks like he's in better shape now, and I don't mean physically. Like he seems a little bit like mentally lighter than he has been the last couple of years. Like when he was with J-Lo, he just looked fucking depressed as fuck. And then
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I get it. That woman is super fun, but like she wear people out. Like, yeah, just go away. Just for the love of God, just get over me, please. And then he was going through like he had that bout of like real drinking and shit like that was really fucking him up. During that time, he did that Netflix show. Like that was during that same time. I think that was like post divorce from his ex. So I think he's in a better place now. I hope so. I always root for Ben Affleck. He seems like a good dude to me.
I like those guys. I think they're solid actors. They individually they are good actors, and like you said, when they come together to do a movie, like you could tell, like they have a real life friendship and they bring the best out of each other. I like to think that you and I are the Ben Affleck and Matt Damon of the podcasting world.
That's a wild thing.
People who, with weird accents, but have known each other well,
right?
And can we know what we're doing when we're together. Like you'll be entertained.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. And like, one of us is like obviously very handsome and tall, and the other person is not so much. I would be more of the Ben Affleck to this situation.
that's see, and can be funny when you want to be, because that was hilarious.
Literally jokes. Yes. No, but I think those guys have like there's not a lot of actors, like two male actors that you see together in movies that have that sort of chemistry. Like anytime those guys are in a movie together, you're like, yeah, it's going to work. Like how they never got those guys together as like a Batman Robin sort of situation, I will never understand. Like that should have been the easiest fucking thing to do to me.
Those guys should have like a signature franchise.
Yeah, they should. They should. I got Dogma. I mean, if they were making more of those, but which they're planning on making a Dogma too, I think. But like, I could have like an action series with the two of them. Yeah, it should have been well-established action series. 3 or 4 movies with the two of them. Like they make good shit together, and also they both write well together. So that would have been a good choice. Next up, this looks really interesting to me. This is The Bride. This trailer just dropped yesterday. This is with Maggie Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale. The tagline for this is a lonely Frankenstein, played by Bale, travels to 1930 Chicago to ask groundbreaking scientists to create him a companion. The two revive a murdered young woman, and basically, like, it's a weird take on The Bride of Frankenstein, but also a like Bonnie and Clyde sort of vibe to it. I think this looks really interesting. I didn't even recognize Maggie Gyllenhaal in this role.
Me neither. Yeah.
I thought it was Emma Stone at first.
Yeah. It seems like something she would do.
Yeah, definitely now in her career. I think this looks great. Jake Gyllenhaal is also in this. It looks really weird and exactly the sort of thing I would be totally into. By the way, Peter Sarsgaard is in this, which great. Like I'm all in. Penelope Cruz is in this as well. I think this looks really fun, really interesting.
I agree. It looks unique. It's one of those movies that I would watch, but it's not one of those movies that I would run out in a theater to see.
Yeah, sure.
But I would like to see it just because it looks weird, you know?
Yeah. No, this is one of those movies where I would tell my wife about it and she'd be like, that sounds fucking dumb. And then months later, it would be on like some streaming service. I was like, hey, why don't we check this out? She'd be like, all right, fine. And then she'd be like, that was a great movie. I'm like, yeah, I know. I talk about this stuff. I know. Just listen to me. Or she'll do what your wife does. I heard someone else said it was really good.
Someone else said it was great. Like, we should watch. Have you heard about this?
Like, yes, I have. But yeah, I think this is. I think that looks really fun and interesting. Last but certainly not least, in a massive attempt for you to pay attention to something else, the trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu was dropped by Disney this week. This looks fun. I think it looks really, really fun. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, not much in the way of story. It's basically a sizzle reel, but it looks fun. The Mandalorian has been gone long enough that I miss it, and it'll be really cool to watch this in a theater. I might see if I can get my son into Star Wars. So I haven't gotten him into Star Wars per se.
He likes Young Jedi though, right?
He likes Young Jedi, but he hasn't watched it in a while. Right now he's watching Phineas and Ferb. Yeah. And Phineas and Ferb have a Star Wars special, and that's where he gets most of his original trilogy knowledge from. So I feel like a bad parent.
No, that's awesome.
So that's, he knows those characters, but in relation to Phineas and Ferb, right? Phineas and Ferb, one is Han Solo, one is Luke Skywalker. But, so I'm afraid that if he sees the original trilogy, he'll be like, that's Phineas, that's Ferb. Why don't they have triangle heads? This is weird. And I'm like, all right.
They really
right. They screwed it up. They ruined it.
They ruined this for me.
But I might see if I can get him into like one of the seasons of or at least one episode. Like I found a bottle episode of The Mandalorian. See if I can get him to watch it, and because I think he might like it, and take him to go see that.
Yeah, this looks really fun. My daughter has watched Young Jedi, but the same thing, like hasn't watched it in a while. So like, as far as kids are concerned, like that never happened, right? Like who gives a shit?
Right.
This looks really fun. I mean, I'm not going to bother trying to get her into Star Wars at this point. Like, I'm just going to give it time. Like, later, just later on.
I figured like 8. I figure 8 is a really good age to
like she's never seen any MCU stuff. Like she's never seen any MCU stuff either. Like, to me, it's like why? Like I'd rather my son watched Iron Man when we were at his cousin's house, but his cousin is like a year older than him. Right.
So he said he liked it, but I was like, all right, you want to watch it? And he's like, yeah, let's watch it. But he only wants to watch the action, right? Like, because like he can't sit through all that story. Like, when's Iron Man fighting the jets?
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Just get to it. It's just boring.
Right.
Yeah, kids have the attention span of a fucking like the length of a coin. Like it doesn't for them. It doesn't mean anything. So, and that's the same thing. I'm like 8, somewhere between 8 and 10. I feel like it'd be like, hey, let's just watch this, and be like, oh shit, like this is dope as fuck. Like, all right, cool. I don't know how I'm going to start that because watching old movies when I was a kid, I was like, this shit is mad boring, son. And watching the original trilogy for kids who were like the TikTok generation is going to be really tough. Like they're going to be talking for a bit. There'll be talky parts and then lasers. Like it's been 8 minutes. Like let's go. Come on, pops.
Yeah, get it going. Get it going.
Just fast forward. So yeah, this one I'm going to go ahead and just be like, I'm going to see this on my own. So, but I think this looks fun. Like you said, this is more of a sizzle reel. This had gotten leaked. This trailer, for the most part, had gotten leaked from CinemaCon, I believe. So I'd already seen it. It looks nice in this, sort of high quality. Couple things that I think look cool. He looks like he's got, you got the cool ship and everything. That's all fine. It looks like the TV show, which that may or may not be a good thing. So I don't know like how much of this is like on the volume, that type of thing. They've got a couple of bigger characters, some bigger set pieces. Them taking down an AT-AT Walker is kind of dope. Like that's kind of fun. That's a very cool moment. So the CGI on that needs improvement. I will say that, but all in all, okay, I'm cool with that. Like hopefully it'd be cool if that planet that they're fighting the AT-AT Walkers on is Hoth. That would be kind of dope. A nice little callback. So we'll see.
We shall see.
I'm gonna see it in theaters. But yeah, Disney, you ain't slick. We know what you're doing. You didn't need to put this out.
Right.
You didn't. You're like Goodwill? Please stop yelling at us. You're gonna see this on Disney Plus, right? Right. Please, come on, guys. So this is in theaters May 22nd, 2026. All right. Just quickly, I did see a little blurb here in the news. Denis Villeneuve says that he will be casting a British unknown actor for James Bond. They will start looking for that actor after he finishes Dune 3, he says.
All right. I mean, that's I guess the big thing is that it's an unknown. The big thing about that statement is that it's an unknown, which is great. Yeah. I'm actually ecstatic about that. I don't need let that person like make that role their own without bringing any preconceived baggage to it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a smart move. Also, I like the idea that the long-held rumor that it was going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson is not happening. I like Aaron Taylor.
Yeah,
fine. I just don't think he's a Bond. That's all, and that's nothing against him personally. I just don't think he is. So
yeah. Did we mention the celebrity death that happened last week?
Oh, Robert Redford? No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Robert Redford passed away. When something like that happens to like good people, I just want to acknowledge it, right? Like he passed away at the age of 89 on September 16th. He was he was an actor, director, producer, founder of the Sundance Institute, and the Sundance Film Festival. He was in movies like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Natural, All the President's Men, Indecent Proposal. and even Captain America. Remember they got Robert Redford to be in a Captain America movie?
That was amazing. Like, that's amazing. And he was great.
Yeah, of course. So, and look, by all accounts, this dude loved film and he did what you're supposed to do. And he took his stardom and his celebrity. He didn't even really want to be an actor, but he was good at it. And he paid it forward. And he created the Sundance Institute to help get independent voices out there and to get independent film to be seen in front of people, to help people create jobs and stuff like that. So, from all accounts, this dude was just a great guy.
Yes.
And, he lived a long life, man. 89. That ain't nothing that ain't nothing to sneeze at. So safe home to Robert Redford.
Yeah, look, I'll just say this. Robert Redford, two statements. One, Robert Redford, absolute like leading man fucking qualities, right? Like super handsome guy, like anybody back in the day, women were like, "Oh, Robert Redford, I'm seeing that movie." Like he just had that fucking vibe, right? He was like old school Hollywood leading man. That dude was so fucking good that easily one of his most known roles, and in my opinion, incredibly pivotal roles, is in All the President's Men, where he just played a fucking reporter. He didn't have a love interest. It was just him and Dustin Hoffman going after Nixon in the Watergate scandal. That's it. That dude was like, "This is a really good story. We should just do this movie." Like, yeah. That's the type of actor he was. He was, and you know who was to me very similar. I'm not gonna say like outside of movies as far as like philanthropy and stuff, because I don't know, and I don't know him. Like a lot of sort of wacky things about him personally have come out, but who Redford has always reminded me of is Brad Pitt. Like handsome, super good looking, leading man vibes. Was like, I just want to be a character actor. I don't actually want to be like, I want to be taken seriously as an actor, not necessarily like just because I'm good looking. And the same thing with Pitt. And that's why like when Pitt does movies and you're like, "Why are you doing this fucking movie?" He's like, "Yo, I just wanted to be like John Goodman. I just wanted to do good work. Like, I don't want to just be seen as like us, just a sexual, icon type of thing." And Redford was seen like that, but he did movies like, again, All the President's Men, and he just didn't have to, because he actually gave a shit about the art. So, it's sad to hear that he died, but he also was making movies like well into his 80s. Like he was in, what was it, Winter Soldier, I believe it was. And he was doing impactful shit there. He came off as like a real genuine dude. So I think that's dope. I think he's got a hell of a legacy. So that's pretty great. So like you always say, safe home. If you believe in that sort of thing. Gonna be an asshole. Like that's kind of what we're here for. So, all right. That's it for us. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.